Folks, I suppose we shouldn't be surprised, right? I feel like it was only a matter of time. Oh, damn. So I don't even have my microphone locked in here real fast, folks. Bear with me. Bear with me. I want to make sure this bad boy is operating appropriately. Guys, smash that like button on your way in. Smash that like button. Excuse me. Wow. Hell's going on with this? Anyway, let me lock this in real fast. Bang. Perfect. Folks, in a matter of minutes, we are going to likely hear the inevitable that the Tush Push is going to be banned from the NFL. Per Diana Russini, based off of the Health and Safety Commission in the NFL, based off of the NFL Players Association, and based off of her sources where the meeting is currently taking place, it sounds like that the way of life for the Buffalo Bills in converting fourth and short, is likely going to be banned from the NFL. And this largely has to do with the Green Bay Packers, of course, being soft beta granola boys. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, Packers fans, for anybody that might be listening to this. And it's highly debated, right? I'm sitting here and I'm looking at the chat, and it seems to be a pretty polarizing topic. Some people think that it's a rugby play, right? That was just pointed out by Mikey. And then Mike Green, who is a trusted moderator over on this channel, is saying, hey, listen, learn how to stop it. And I got to tell you how I feel about this entire situation. Number one, and do I think that it should be banned? Not particularly. I think that it's oh my God, we can't stop this team. It's an unfair advantage. I think that goes against everything that football really stands for. I think that it goes against competition. I think that only rules should change if, for example, that there is a massive data point that suggests that players are truly at risk. And granted, this play has only been around or has been popular for about, I don't know, like 3-4 years since Philadelphia started running it, and then Buffalo started implementing it about 2 years ago. But there's literally not a single instance of any player getting hurt whatsoever, right? Like just like a standard slant route from a damn wide receiver is more likely to cause a non-contact ACL tear than anybody suffering any sort of injury whatsoever from the Tush Push, right? And some that might think, hey, you know, it's an unfair advantage. I would probably have to go on ahead and point out the AFC Championship, which sucks, right? Because it was not executed appropriately when Kansas City stopped it about 2 to 3 times. So I think the proof is in the pudding here, right? It shows that as long as a team regularly addresses it in practice and executes it appropriately, and maybe they start shifting away, right, from how this new age NFL has started taking more undersized interior defensive linemen, it's part of the game. It's how things change, right? It's the exact same sentiment as how a lot of defenses started just running too high safeties to mask the fact that safeties aren't really at the same level of importance rate that they used to be. So I think this is just kind of a way of the league being a tad lazy and just not wanting to completely revamp their defensive identity to find ways to stop it. But at the end of the day, guys, look, like for those of you that want it banned, your wish has been granted. It is no longer a part of the NFL. At least it's like 90%. I still see some people in the chat that are holding on to hope. Oh my God, it hasn't been official yet. I mean, come on, dude. Right? It's pretty clear right now. Like, even when you hear Sean McDermott ultimately end up coming up and saying, oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to vote for it being banned, and he's the second most utilizer of that specific play, I feel like it's just a matter of time. In fact, I have Twitter pulled up right now. I'm going to go on ahead and double check and make sure once it is officially official. And we will see once that is. But on today's episode, what I wanted to do is I wanted to unpack this rule and unpack some of the other rule changes. Some breaking news prior to this stream even beginning: the Detroit Lions pulled the reseeding of the playoffs off of the table. It is no longer being voted on by the owners of the NFL. So as far as playoff seedings is concerned, that is still perfect. It's still there. So say, for example, we ever see a team that goes 8-9, but at the same time, they still win their division. They will still have home field advantage through the playoffs based off of being the 4 seed. But the tush push by itself is going to be the number one conversation, and how Buffalo can really make that adjustment. As far as Buffalo is concerned, I don't think that we run the play the same way that Philadelphia does. And that's not even speaking about quality execution. I feel like it's more so of a QB sneak, right? Like, yes, of course, we're seeing sometimes where, like back when Gabe Davis was on this team, he would certainly help with the pushing aspect of the play. Several times you saw Reggie Gilliam doing it. But it helps out that we have a quarterback that is built like an absolute tank. And if you were to ask me, and let me know whether or not that you're on the same page here, but when it comes in to the amount of contribution to a successful tush push, I would probably end up putting 10 to 15% of the success rate on the player that is actually conducting the pushing. Vast majority of that success rate is going to be handed over to the offensive line and their athleticism, their technique, and also the strength of said quarterback. Why Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen, who are known to be big and strong quarterbacks in this league, are able to always execute it appropriately. So I don't see a downturn, really, as far as those 3rd and short conversions on a QB sneak, or the 4th and short conversion attempts, or even on the damn goal line when you have less than half a yard to go, or even a yard. I don't really see a massive decrease in production of converting those situations once they replace a quarterback sneak with the tush push at the end of the day. But rest in peace. Right now, I am just manifesting the reality in which that we will be hearing in just a couple of minutes. And I kind of wanted to turn over to the chat and see exactly what everybody has to say. Folks, please do me a favor. Smash that like button if you haven't had an opportunity of doing so already. Subscribe to the channel as well. And when you do so, make sure you turn on those bell notifications, because I want each and every single one of you to be a part of our live chat community, because I always have a Q&A segment, a lengthy Q&A segment toward the back half of the episode. Now, folks, you have noticed that I pinned a link at the top of this live chat, and I got to tell you what's going on with Roundtable Sports. We are coming, folks, to Buffalo, New York this year for a game. Thursday night football, Buffalo Bills versus the Miami Dolphins. We've done this at MetLife before. We have done this in Miami. This year, we are finally coming to Buffalo after popular demand. We are currently selling tickets. Number one, we ended up reserving about 3 or 4 rows in the Caesar Sports Lounge. Look at these seats. Look at this damn view that we have for you right here. You will be able to sit with myself, Z-Bot, Rico from Buffalo Fanatics, TD Finstalk, Richie, and Colby, along with 30 plus other people, which is super exciting. And it also ends up giving you access to our live show that is going to be taking place at Southern Tier Brewery Wednesday evening before the game by itself. I do need to tell you, we have been selling tickets crazy. I want to say where it stands. I'm going to go on ahead and pull up the ticket left. 13 tickets are left. That is it. 13 tickets are left for this overall experience. It's a hell of a deal, because right out of curiosity, I ended up going over to SeatGeek and several of the other reselling apps. And I was curious to see how much just a single ticket costs for the Caesar Sports Lounge, on resale. Several of them are going for $950, $960 just for one singular seat. So really, at the end of the day, when you end up looking at our live show, and then also us being in the Caesar Sports Lounge, which with an incredible view on Thursday Night Football, this is probably one of the best deals you can find as far as quality deals. So say, for example, that you want to meet me, you want to meet Z-Bot, Rico, all the dudes over at the AFC East Roundtable. Go on ahead and lock in your ticket now, right? Only 13 left, all right? We've been selling these things like hotcakes. So say, for example, that you are interested, please go on ahead and visit that link in the top of the chat and secure your damn tickets, folks. I'm excited to meet each and every single one of you. It's going to be a hell of a time. It's going to be a hell of a damn time. Smash that like button for me again. Subscribe if you haven't had an opportunity of doing so already. And let's get into the Q&A segment. Folks, how I structure my Q&A segment, in order to preserve a quality experience for anybody watching the replay of this episode or listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, please label them appropriately. So that way it's easy for me to decipher between questions, statements that you would like me to react to. And then also I can completely ignore all of the internal arguments that happen within the live chat. So you're free to do so, of course, but I just don't want it to be there for anybody that is watching the replay and or listening ahead. We have Calvin has come in. How do you ban the tush push without banning a quarterback sneak or using an offensive line to push a running back a couple of extra yards? So, Calvin, from what I have understood, so the Packers ended up crafting the language where it doesn't at least appear that it is targeting Philadelphia, but it largely is targeting Philadelphia, right? They are banning based off of the language that a runner cannot be assisted by anybody, right? Technically, that's already in the rule book, right? Technically, you can't have somebody pull a running back or pull a quarterback right into the end zone. You can't push and pull as well, but it hasn't been called since the 1992 playoff matchup during the divisional round. So what I think is going to happen is that it is going to be passed, and that offensive lineman pulling a quarterback right into the end zone or pulling a running back right into the end zone, like on like those like very strong and gritty plays, etc. I think that that's just largely going to be ignored. And then I think they're only going to ultimately end up calling when somebody tries a tush push. But like really at the end of the day, man, I don't see a significant downturn in conversions on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 where they just revert to a quarterback sneak. I don't think it's really going to cause much because what made it so successful in Philly was the technique of their offensive line and the strength of their quarterback. Same thing could be said about the Buffalo Bills. I don't really see a downtick in overall production with the replacement. We're going to have to see. Is the push going to be banned for quarterbacks only or all around illegal for the ball carrier to get pushed forward for extra couple of yards? From what I understand, Project, that's the language. But say that I'm a gambling man, it's probably not going to be called. The refs are going to turn a blind eye for every other example. And it's only ever going to be called when there is a tush push attempted, right? But yes, technically how the language is building. So right now, that's how it's going to be passed. Diav, Dan, are you guys doing anything pregame for people that can't afford tickets to come to the tailgate with you? So we are going to be doing a tailgate that is not included within the package. We're still negotiating with this company. We're going to announce that in like July. But yes, we do plan on being at a specific tailgate, and we will end up passing that information along. It's a hell of a lot more affordable. And this place also has all-inclusive food and drink as well. I think it's like 2,500 plus people, which is pretty solid. I don't know the price point yet, but it is super reasonable. But we will let you guys know. McDermott just wants the tush push banned so they could stop Brady from calling it versus the Chiefs in the playoffs. And the only way to stop that, man, is to ban the play. McDermott sticking his hands right into it. I'm seeing some Ian Rappaport. Okay. All right. So the NFL owners have passed this change to the onside kick. Folks, we ultimately end up having right now our first rule change. Let's go out ahead and share our screen to get a good understanding. I was waiting for the tush push, but we didn't see it. There also a competition committee proposal to tweak the onside kick, allowing teams to declare an onside kick anytime while trailing, not just in the fourth quarter, and line up 1 yard closer to the opponent. The hope is to modestly increase success rates from 6% last year. So last year, as we remember, you could only have an onside kick. Like you could only have an onside kick in the fourth quarter, and you had to be trailing. Now, you can declare an onside kick anytime during the game, but you still need to declare it. So no more surprise onside kicks. That's been the case for 2 years. And you can line up 1 yard closer to your opponent. So that is officially official per Tom Pelissero. Excuse me, double check. Yep. Have passed this change right to the rule book. Onside kick is here. And that is so far the updates. So far, the updates thus far, man. Let's get into it. 100% I will do the tailgate. Must see the round table crew. We're going to be there, baby. We're going to be there. Don't worry. We're trying to make sure that everybody has an opportunity of hanging out with us. Sad that the only thing can stop the tush push is the rules committee, right? Yeah, I know. So here's the deal. Like, we can sit back and we can complain about it, but really at the end of the day, when you are handed any sort of negative hand, have to adjust. Like, that is life, right? Like, life is unfair, just like the rule committee for the NFL is unfair. You have to adapt and adjust in order to be successful. And I think Philly and I think Buffalo largely not going to change much because, again, like, when it comes into that play, a lot of it has to be credited to the strength of the quarterback and the technique of the offensive line. And both are completely fine. So, and plus, like, when it comes into Philly as well, like, who in here could honestly look me in the eye and say that you wouldn't trust Saquon Barkley to gain 1 yard, right? Come on. Come on, baby. We have Joseph Norris. I'm about to purchase the event ticket. Does this include food and drinks? It does not, unfortunately. We tried to, but it was so expensive. It was insane. It is just the seats for now, and then it is also access to our private show as well. So we did try, but if you had any idea how much that would have cost, we don't think anybody would have bought tickets. So no, it does not. Joe, I am looking forward to seeing you, my friend. Looking forward to seeing you. I want no change. We will just be about to win the Super Bowl, and we will be the first team to have the benefit the other team. We have TJ has come in. When is Bills OTAs? The 27th or the 29th? Why do I want to say the 27th? It's the 27th, I believe. Hold up. Bills OTA schedule. Let me double check this right before I put it out. It is May 27th through the 29th, June 2nd through the 3rd, and June 5th. Mandatory minicamp is June 10th through 12th. New England and the New York Jets will begin their offseason programs April 7th, while Jacksonville and Las Vegas on April 8th. That is it. So the 27th, we will be unpacking everything we learned from OTAs ad nauseum. Matthew, Dano, it's our Pookie MVP 17, Josh Allen's birthday. It is Josh Allen's birthday. Happy birthday to Josh Allen, the MVP of the league. He's 29 years old, baby. And that's an entire different conversation. Like, that's an entire different conversation of how much longer is his ability to make plays on the ground realistic? Like, that's actually a good question I kind of want to put out there to the masses, right? Because eventually you have to think realistically that part of his game is going to slowly start to dwindle away. I think that he has another 2 years of being able to make plays on the ground until he ends up reverting to exactly a Big Ben. That's when we really need to invest in a quality wide receiver number one. Y'all know that I had a stream yesterday where I said at this given time, at this current time, I don't think we need a true wide receiver number one, or I don't think we need like a game-breaking running back. Once Josh gets to about 33, like once Josh ends up getting to about 33, 34 years old, that's when like we need to go out ahead and make some investments, like right in that category, because that part of his game is more than likely going to be regressing, if you will. Carvin has come in. We still have a top 3 offensive line in the league. The tush push would help, but this isn't a major loss. Totally agree with you. Scott, if you're going to change something, how about losing the 7 seed, go back to 6 and 2 buys, and we've lost 4 buys. So I'll tell you what, Scott, I never really understood why we ended up going to 7. Like, has a 7 seed won a playoff game yet? Like, granted, it's a small sample size, but I do think that it's absolutely ridiculous. So I think it really has like that everybody gets a trophy type mentality, and that's not something I typically buy into. But from what I get, the Detroit Lions pulled that entirely. It is no longer on the table. I'm going to double check. Hook up. Shefty just came in. With Jason Kelce now in the room with the NFL owners, the discussion about the tush push and its future is officially underway. 4 minutes, folks. 4 minutes ago, they are now discussing the tush push. Can Jason Kelce save the tush push? I don't know. Let's see. Like a Bantha has come in. Question. So what is it that you can't lift up the quarterback or drag him in, or can you still bunch everyone up and run Josh through the line with the running back behind him? No, you wouldn't be able to directly line somebody up behind him. If that's the case, it needs to be so clear. So it needs to be so clear that he's not contacting him whatsoever, or otherwise it probably would get called. From what I understand, and based off of the language of the proposal, it's banning assisting a runner. It's banning assisting a runner, which is technically against the rules already, right? But I think it's not going to be called for any instance where you see like a running back struggling to score and like you see like your left guard and center try to drag him over into the pylon. I think that's largely going to be ignored. But I think that's kind of what it is. It was the Packers, man, who did it. Packers beating the Cowboys as a 7 seed. Can't forget that. Oh, yeah, that's right. Green Bay did. Excuse me. 1-7 seed win, Green Bay over Dallas. Thank you for the correction. Joseph. But then again, it is the Dallas Cowboys. Quarterback sneak was great with Josh anyways. Yeah, dude, listen, it's still as effective as possible. Wild card weekend was great. Super wild card weekend sucks, especially the Monday nighter. That's not fair, giving teams less rest as well. Yes, Dan, I actually said the same thing. Everyone gets a trophy. It's fine the way it is. No reason to change it. But, I mean, look, we're all complaining about a 7-seed existence, and I was incorrect. The Packers did beat the Dallas Cowboys, which is actually funny. And so if any team would lose to a 7 seed, I would probably vote the Dallas Cowboys on that one. But still, I'm not a fan. But, hey, you know what? Like, we're all complaining about it right now, but we all know in 3 to 4 years, there's going to be 8 seeds. And there's going to be 8 seeds that go into it. Let's see what we got. Jason Kelsey now in the room, man. Let's see if he can save it. And they just want more money. That's exactly what it is. What do you think the penalty would be for running a tush push if it does become banned? I don't know. It's a great question. I would probably... So what's reasonable for me would probably be like a 5-yard penalty. Yeah, I'd say a 5-yard penalty probably. Like repeated down. But who knows? Maybe it's a 10. But 5 would more than likely do that, is my guess. But we will see, folks. The fate is here. Dan, Josh Allen got pushed 40% of the time. And of that 40%, 75% of the time, Josh Allen already got the first down before he was pushed. Let them ban it. I could care less. Yeah, most definitely. I don't think that it affects the Buffalo Bills much. How do you guys handle turning 30? I'm not sure how to handle it today. Me and Josh Allen have the same birthday. Well, first off, Bill716, happy birthday. 30 for me, man. So do you want me to get real with you? Make taking care of your body a number one priority for you. Like, make taking care of your body a number one priority. Like, make sure you get plenty of exercise. Like, don't go out and like eat like a bunch of shit. And so like you did when you were in your 20s, because I promise you, when you're in your 30s and like you eat like you did in your 20s, it catches up to you terribly. Okay. And this is just my take, right? So that rule that nothing good happens after midnight is absolutely true. And then I would probably also recommend you quit drinking. That's me. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. That's what I decided to do once I got to my 30s. I wish I started earlier when I was 30. But like, just put as a number one priority is taking care of your body when you get into your 30s. And so you'll thank yourself, right? You will thank yourself. And me personally, bro, like I still biologically feel like I'm in my 20s. Like, I feel so good. Like, I feel better in my 30s than I did in my 20s because like I was just like going out and getting destroyed on the weekends and stuff like that. And I was in a perpetual state of like hangover, like eating like trash food. So yeah, that's my take, dude. That's my take. That's what I think. Dan, I tried asking C1 how to buy subs like they did, but they oh dude. Fucking A, man. Oh man, holy Sean, you're the man. Hope all is well. 8 seeds, so no buys. How does that work? I hate that even more. Me too. Theories that I have seen is that so the top 2 seeds get buys. That's the theory. I think fullbacks utilization will go up with the new Tush Push rates. Yeah, dude, listen, man, a quality fullback advocate over here. I'm still eating the way I did at 20, and I'm old as dirt. Just eat 1 meal a day for 30 years and don't drink, but love me a fatty. LOL. Oh, look at that. Dan, I'm working on my bench at 34 years old. Man, you know what, dude? Like my boy John, I'm pretty sure he wants me to like film me doing my bench press. And it's funny because like I grow up, right? And so my career is being in front of a camera, but for some reason I don't like want to be that. And not saying that people that do this are, but for me, I don't want to film myself in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not that guy that like is like a fitness influencer. Like I just think all those people are cringe. You know what I'm saying? Like no offense, like say you should do it, but like me personally, I'm like nah. No. Like yes, I work out all the time. I would love to go out ahead. But yeah, dude, work on the bench press. Let me know your max, dude. Make it happen. I'm putting up 315, fools. Get into it. So I have 9 more years until I'm 30. I have a feeling it's going to come sooner than expected. Bro, as soon as you get past 25, years go by like months, bro. It's true. But just make sure you're taking care of your body, bro. Just make sure you're taking care of your body. 30 years old, mental health, and get the drama out of your life. Drama equals 20s. You're beyond that. And yes, trust me, if you don't take care of your body, you will feel it 20 years later. Yeah, dude, for real. Take care of your body, guys. Like once you get over 30, and this is for anybody that's in high school or that is in their 20s right now in college, that feels like they're on top of the world, like they can go out in like a 2 or 3 day bender and like feel fine the next day. Dude, I promise you, bro, that shit comes up to you. It really, really does. And that's me. So I'm a huge advocate for that. So when you turn 30, just make sure you get plenty of exercise. And so you eat all the right foods, like whole foods, like stop all the processed stuff, stop drinking. Like that's my advice. You can take it or you can leave it. That's kind of where I'm at. Let's go with Eric. Maybe record it for your own record so your kids don't shit talk and say you're like, true. You know what, dude? I can't have my kids talking shit to me. All right. So maybe I'll go on ahead and I'll record it. I got over the hill in a few months. Woo, baby. So will the runner not be able to push/assisted at all during the play? That's from what I'm understanding. So the language of the rule is that a runner cannot be assisted at all. But again, I have a feeling that it's going to be ignored in every other instance except for the tush push, right? So say that you have like a lineman that helps out a running back get past the pylon. Or say, for example, you see it happen downfield past the line of scrimmage. So I think it's just going to be ignored. Statement. And so it would not be a Dan Mitchell show if you don't KO Bob. You know what? It's funny because my dog knows exactly what happens now. You know what I mean? Like as soon as when I get up from the chair, he knows that he needs to get out of the way because Bob's getting, you know what I mean? Sorry, Milo. Damn. He told me that Bob loves refs. Lions mad they got eliminated last year trying to change the rules. They pulled it, actually. For context, during the owners' meeting in March, Bills co-owner Terry Pagula reportedly fabricated some idea that Jason Kelce retired because of the tush push. Terry Pagula out here, man. He's trying to get rid of the fun. Let's talk about that. Mike Green, shout out to my mods. Shout out to Dwayne. Shout out to Mike. Shout out to all the mods that come in here and always keep the peace in this show, man. Means a hell of a lot to me. Tush push ban will have the same effect as the illegal hip drop tackle. For real. How many of those hip drop tackle penalties were called last year? In fact, I'm curious. I'm going to go ahead and hit up Chat GPT. And I'm going to ask it, how many hip drop tackle penalties were called last year? I'm curious. Okay, how many hip drop tackle penalties? Okay, how many were called last year? Let's see. No, not in 2023. How about in 2024? I'm curious. Yo, chat. Guess how many hip drop penalties were called last year? 0. 0 were called. 0. And Scott says less than 20, maybe 10. That's what I was guessing. But they literally called 0. And there was a lot of damn hip drop tackles last year. I can promise you that. Shout out to the mods in the house. Mike, Eric, thank you. Mike, Eric, Dwayne, y'all the best, man, for real. I could see the NFL flexing if this tush push passes to a 5-yard penalty and loss of down just to make a point. Oh, my God. Okay. That makes more sense. Let's get it in. Less than 20, maybe 10. That's not true. AI got that wrong. So it's from the U.S. Sun. So they pulled it from a, what's it called? And so I'm not sure about your 30 players were fined or warned for executing a hip drop tackle. So 30 players were warned about it, but was the official in-game penalty called for it? So the penalty wasn't called, but 30 players ended up getting fined or warned about it. With some players penalized around $16,000 is what they're saying. I would think that if more than one defender can help stop the run, then they should be able to help with the run. Ooh, interesting statement. Again, it's going to have the same effect as the hip drop tackle, 0 calls. So what happened last year with the hip drop tackle? 30 players were fined or warned, but this was called after the game. So the actual penalty itself was not called. The punishment of said penalty was not called out on the field at the end of the day. Guys, 132 of you in here rocking with me right now. Smash that like button if you haven't had an opportunity of smashing it. All right. And subscribe to the channel as well. For context, during the owners' meeting in March, Bills co-owner Terry Pegula reportedly fabricated some idea. Man, they're over here talking about this mess. I just watched Mind My Thoughts video. One hip drop tackle was called against James Conner this season. Just one. Okay. They want to ban the tush push. Is it only for quarterbacks? Is this coming from ESPN? And the NFL tush push has been denied and told all 32 teams to man the F up. Did they say that? Dan, 2 more tickets will go today. I got it. Donut Bop is coming on in, and he is securing some tickets. Guys, say, for example, you're unaware of what we're doing. Just to let you know, the AFC East Roundtable is coming to Buffalo for Bills versus Miami Dolphins. I'm very excited to bring this to you guys. And we're currently selling tickets. And in case you didn't know, we ended up securing quite a few tickets in the Caesar Sports Lounge or Caesar Sportsbook Lounge. Look at this view. Look at this damn view. Look at these damn seats. You will be sitting with myself, TD Finstock, Z-Bot, Rico, same thing with Colby, and then also TD Finstock and Richie as well, right? Plus several other Bills fans, some Dolphins fans have bought some things as well. And then right on top of that, you were also getting access to our live show at Southern Tier Brewery in downtown Buffalo later that evening or the night before. And it's going to be a hell of a damn time, man. Tickets are going right now. I've seen a lot of people in the chat say that they are securing them. Only 13 tickets left, folks. Only 13 left to secure the full package. For everyone that already has tickets or is not planning on going to the game, we are planning on doing a little tailgate meetup before. We will be giving you access to that. We partnered up with the company. I do know that there is like a reasonable cover, but it does give you all-inclusive food and drink at said tailgate. So I will go on ahead and I will let you guys know of that information once that deal is finalized. The game, of course, is Bills versus Dolphins, Thursday Night Football, Week 3. Damn, baby. Say, for example, y'all are interested in locking that in. Let me know. Only 13 tickets left. But again, say, for example, you can't get it done. We're going to be doing a little tailgate meetup too. Dad, are you going to watch the Christmas Hallmark movie with the Buffalo Bills? More than likely, it would be my first Hallmark movie ever. But since it is about the Buffalo Bills, more than likely, I'm going to be locking it in. Dan, I got the QR code for my ticket for us that used. I have not scanned it. Dan, I got the QR code for my ticket for us that used. Oh, you were already sent your ticket. So Richie sent you your ticket. Interesting. Interesting, man. That is awesome. Don't scan it, my friend. Wait, it actually got banned per Diana Rossini. She thinks it's very likely. And they are currently discussing it right now. So we're going to have to wait for Schefter to come out and give his final word on this. 323 of you are in the chat. 148 of you are on YouTube. 162 of you are on X, guys. Smash that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Hallmark is not my cup of tea. Oh, man. Statement. It's not getting banned, dude. Big Papa Bill is doing his best. Is doing his best to manifest this ban that will not happen. We'll see. We'll see. We will see. Chat, I'm going to be right back. I'm just going to go use the restroom real fast. Damn. Statement, it's not getting banned. We got Bob. Dr. Jekyll is in the chat. He wants Bob to lock in. All right, folks, we should be hearing any second of whether or not that it gets done. One of classic, I don't know if we ever got to the bottom of it, but Max Harrison was cleared of all allegations and offered a DNA and a polygraph test. So he is clear. Look at that, man. Look at that. I am glad that justice and the truth was discovered. And that's awesome because that was definitely a big thing that a lot of people were upset about. A lot of people be getting into that. And the only thing that needs to be banned is the ref / Roger Goodell officiating and fixing Queefs games. Whew. Man, I can appreciate that. But all right, folks, I'm going to run. I have a meeting at 10 a.m. Central that I need to run to. But once it is all complete, and so I will make a TikTok video to let each and every single one of you know the status of it. All right. best thing you can do, say, for example, you do want to follow me with all of my thoughts that come out instantly. The best way to do it is on X. So say, for example, you guys are now following me on X. I highly recommend that you do so. Go ahead and share my screen so you have a good understanding. At Real Dan Mitchell, folks, you know, for anything that I ever think about or post about football, it's all going to be right over here. I highly recommend you go follow me over here for all instant updates on everything. And I will see you soon. But I need to hop on to this meeting. I will see you guys here shortly. Love y'all. Peace.